But then so now the reason it really hit me the other day is I was talking to a friend who was telling me that his young daughter, who's in her 20s, just come home from college, is heavy on the Adderall, and he doesn't know what to do, and like she won't stop.
Nothing to worry about.
Yep.
And doesn't have like a diagnosed ADHD, doesn't have anything, but just wants to take Adderall, wants to stay awake, wants to.
It's more common than you think, Ebro. A lot of college students, so they can cram and get all their work done and pull those all-nighters and all that stuff. I've been hearing about them since I was in school.
Well, they used to do a thing when I was young. It was called
all that.
Yeah, the caffeine pills I was familiar with, and the no-dose. Remember no-dose?
Yeah, but those just keep you awake. Like this Adderall type stuff makes you focus. Like it's an insane type of focus where you don't even need to have to apply yourself to do the work. You just want to do the work. So that edge, especially it's rampant. Like in Ivy League schools, big schools, it's crazy, man. And guess what? They make it easy to get out there. It's not hard to get.
Yeah, I heard you
Most
could
of
just
the time,
all you could do
Ebro.
is be like walking to your doctor like, yo, I can't focus. They just write you a script for Adderall, send you on your way.
Not even that. Just the kids selling them on the campus. Like I don't know where they get it from, but you can walk on any campus and get Adderall easy and cheap.
Guys, I knew kids who were prescribed, and they would, oh my God, I lost my prescription, and go get another bottle, and they would
Slang the
sell
other
them.
one.
Yeah.
You guys, that's a problem.
People don't know the side effects, though. They don't understand what happens long term to your body. Like, they don't think about any of that.
Well, when we start talking about, why people tripping out here, why people acting crazy, why we seeing what, and we don't stop and think about the amount of pills people are taking.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And I'm told they pumping it to kids in the high school system. Now, when I was in school, I remember it was a huge deal. When I was in like 3rd grade, they came to my mom and they wanted to put me on Ritalin. My mom flipped. Took me out to school.
Rightfully so.
Took me out to school and put me in a school in a rich neighborhood across town. Refused and was convinced it was because it was a low income school and they wanted to get low income kids on pills to control them.
Is it too late for me to hit Sean with the button?
You can hit her with the button.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that was not she had every right not to like it. That's not what was happening. I was definitely prescribed Ritalin by a psychiatrist in high school in a really nice, well-to-do part of Maryland.
Wow.
Well, maybe
it wasn't really that wow. It was 2 years of effective. My grades went up. I was able to concentrate. I stopped taking it in college and moved on with my life.
And look, let's be clear. We're talking about the abuse of it, because I know there's people who have to take medication and it's changed their lives. So, because the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to shame anybody for having to take medication, and it's a blurry line changing for them. So,
and that's exactly what I was just gonna say. That was my mom's issue. She was like, "So where does it stop, though? Where does it stop?"
Yeah, I mean, and it's a fair question, but for me, it stopped when I got to college and my schedule changed, and I no longer was expected to be focused and doing work at 7 a.m. And it was like I was like, oh, I could handle 2 classes a day. It was harder for me to do 7 hours straight. You know what I mean? So like, there can be obvious ways you stop, but listen, are there people who then I'm sure get hooked on drugs their whole life? I guess I've honestly never experienced that. I knew a lot of people who took Ritalin or Adderall at different times. I've never known one person who's been strung out on either or it led to a severe drug problem. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'd never experienced that. Well, and I know people who used to do it in the way you're talking about too. Like in college before a test, they would just do it the night before. And they'd be like, oh, and they'd get it illegally and take it for a test and cram. I knew people who did that too.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope we're on. Because it's common. And so then you have to ask yourself, if you're comfortable taking these pills, just what else are you going to be comfortable doing later on?
Right.
And then I have to ask the question, like in your case, Rosenberg, right? Where you were like, yo, I could deal with these 2 classes, but I couldn't deal with 7. Right? Or whatever the scenario was.
Or I got older, or I just got older. You know what I mean? Like it might have been a combination of all of those things. I don't know exactly what.
Well, so because the reason I ask is because are we putting too much demand on ourselves? and on our kids. And then the answer to compete is, oh, we're going to take drugs to do better at school or to do like, why would we put ourselves through that?
Fair. That's a very fair question. Why was that necessary?
Why is it necessary to get hopped up on a prescription drug to do school? That would be the question for me. Maybe we need to be evaluating what we're asking kids to do so that we can avoid putting them on prescription drugs.
Well,
wouldn't that be the first answer?
Yeah, but in some cases, I don't know that it's even necessarily about the kids needing to do well in school, much as the system that we have for school, and I don't know how easy it would be to come up with a better one, is you got a bunch of kids in one class, and the class has to move forward. And the class can't stop for one kid who's wilding out.
Right, but that's a problem. So we've crammed 30 kids into a room, and we're going to hop a few up on drugs so they don't bother the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You played yourself.
I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm just saying when you talk through it, it sounds crazy.
Yeah, it should be like, well, the kids who aren't able to do that should go to another place, and they should have smaller classrooms, and they should get attention.
But we don't want to do that work, and we don't want to spend that money. So we'd rather just prescribe, and then Big Farm gets all this money, and then boom, boom, and we're wondering why we got addicts, and we have emotional instabilities, and we have, all of these people all over the place. And then you factor in, people can't, when people tell me they can't sleep, I'm tripping. I'm looking at you like, bro, you need to deal with not sleeping needs to be the first thing you deal with. Otherwise, everything else is going to fall apart. And then, by the way, then the food is poison, too.
Well, yeah,
bro, we're spiraling now.
So we're on prescription drugs. We can't sleep, and the food is killing us. What is going on, bro?
That is fact.
System. And the water's killing you too.
Oh, and by the way, we can't even drink the water.
Oh man, the water.
They got us surrounded.
Don't forget the water.
They got us surrounded.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That's what. Other than that, it's a great day. You could beat the buzzer coming up in 15 minutes.
Yeah, and by the way, you only mentioned Big Pharma. You didn't even mention defense spending. Hit yourself with the butt.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
They don't have money. You got to cut money for education, bro. Cut the education department.
Cut education and give the police more guns.
No, when the military, Ebro, for the big war.
Yes, and when they don't need the weapons for the military, sell them to your local police department because you got a bunch of kids on pills. So you know what? You got to threaten to kill them so that they stay in line. Now that you got them all hopped up on pills, and if that don't work, you just throw them in prison.
Facts.
You skip
their
steps.
behavior.
You're skipping steps, man.
Sorry, I'm oversimplifying. My bad.
Yeah, you skipped giving the arms to foreign countries to have their wars get started. That's way first. You jumping way past.
My bad.
Guys, how can we lose jets if we don't have them? You gotta have them.
Yo, Cash One been stuck on the lost stealth jet for 2 weeks.